Hello everybody, I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Danrvdtree2000 on Xbox Live, and welcome to WWE predictions for WWE Stomping Grounds. We're gonna kick ass and take names, and these three names are Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion Tony Nese, and Akira Tozawa, as it is a triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship, and no doubt I should have presumed this is going to take place on the kickoff show. And for you guys that have never seen my WWE predictions videos, this is how my prediction videos go. I choose the person that is going to, who I think is going to win, which is basically who WWE have booked to win, and who I want to win, which is my own personal opinion. Now, when I say who I think and who WWE booked to win, it's basically who I think is most likely gonna win. So, for example, if I say I think that Tony Nese is gonna win, but I want Akira Tozawa, it means that I think it's most likely gonna be Tony Nese, but I want Akira Tozawa because I think he's not been champion for that long. He was champion once before, and the Cruiserweight Champion, but I'd actually like to see him win the Cruiserweight Championship once again. He's been in a couple of Cruiserweight Championship matches before, and I think that it would be nice to see him win the Cruiserweight Championship once again. So, the heels and the baby faces in this matchup. Heel in this scenario is Drew Gulak. The baby faces are Akira Tozawa and Tony Nese. You can kind of tell because both Tony Nese and Tozawa are smiling and Drew Gulak is not. So that is going to be a new thing that I might add from now on out, is to tell you which is which. And for anyone that doesn't understand wrestling logic, but you still watch wrestling anyway, heels equals bad, babyface is good. But I'm sure you already knew that, so because you're watching this video. So there you go, that's my first prediction for this matchup, and I'm going to go on to the next one, and I'll make my predictions for that one. It's going to be very interesting to see all this high-flying action in this matchup, for sure, except from Drew Gulak, who will be very technical and have a lot of submissions. So we'll go to the next match, and we'll see it make my predictions for that one. Now, I should say. And the next match is this isn't going to be the first time that we're going to see the New Day, as New Day members Big E, who's back in action after having a big long a short-term leg injury, and is going to be teaming up with his New Day brother in Xavier Woods on the left. We'll be taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on the right hand side. Team Cammy. Who remembers that? But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The heels in this scenario, as you probably could tell, is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where the good guys here, and the baby faces, are of course the New Day. So who do I think is going to win? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Who do I want to win? Big E and Xavier Woods. Now, let me just say, why do I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will win? Just because over the last couple of times that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been facing Kofi Kingston, who's the third member of the New Day and the WWE Champion, they've not been so successful. So I think they might pull up a victory here. I think it might actually happen here, just to make it a little bit, even, like, in a sense that, they beat so they can boast about it on Raw and SmackDown Live. So but I would like to see Big E and Xavier Woods win this matchup so that they can celebrate with their brother-in Kofi Kingston later on after he beats Dolph Ziggler in a cage match, and I'll get to that in just a bit. So yeah, you have it. I think it'll be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but I want it to be Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. So I'm going to go on to the next match. And now the next match is for the WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. As the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, the Big Redwood, Eric Rowan, will be teaming up with Daniel Bryan. But forget to mention that Eric Rowan is no longer called Eric Rowan, and he's just called Rowan. Man, I keep forgetting about that whole short name thing. But yes, the new Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan's all the heels in this one, and you got Heavy Machinery, Tucker and Otis are gonna be the ones challenging for those belts. And this is gonna be an interesting match for sure, because you got some really big men in this matchup, including Otis himself. He's quite short but big at the same time. So, Otis will go after Daniel Bryan, and you got Tucker probably go after Rowan in this matchup. Who do I think is going to win? I think it'll be Bryan and Rowan. I don't think Heavy Machinery will win the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles just yet. They might have another chance down the road to become Tag Team Champions, but not on this night. But who do I want to win? Of course it's going to be Heavy Machinery. I'll definitely go for someone that can lift weights and eat steaks and weights, baby. That's what they're all about, having fun and taking it serious at the same time. So, serious part is working out, but having fun eating steaks. They love to have fun, but when it comes to having that ring, it's down to serious business. Except for when Otis uses the Caterpillar, of course, which is like a variation of skeleton while he's wearing, but with an elbow drop instead. But yes, it's like a elbow drop. Like, it's so funny to watch. But yeah, that's my pick for this matchup. To say that we're gonna get new tag team champions might be a long shot, but who knows? We'll only have to find out at Stomping Grounds. But with that being said, I'll remind you one more time. I want Heavy Machinery, but I think it'll be the Good Huggers. I'm gonna call them because Rowan and Bryan. That's my opinions. That's my predictions for this matchup, and we'll go to the next match. And the next match is for the United States Championship, as the United States Champion Samoa Joe defends his title against Ricochet in this Stomping Grounds. And this will be a very interesting matchup, to be saying at least. We've got the quickness and the high flying Ricochet versus like the quickness and the swiftness and powerhouse of Samoa Joe. There's two different styles here, but I think unfortunately Ricochet is going to come off short. No pun intended, although I'm pretty sure they're roughly about the same height. Maybe Samoa Joe might be a bit taller, but he will get destroyed in this matchup. I think Ricochet will come close, but no cigar, and we'll have Samoa Joe retain the title here. So therefore, that is my predictions. I think Samoa Joe, but I want Ricochet to win this match. I really would like to see Ricochet win his first singles championship as part of the main roster. I don't know if he was ever... I think he was North American champion at one point. I remember in NXT. But when it comes to the main roster of SmackDown or Raw and SmackDown, they have not won a championship just yet. So, but Samoa Joe's only just got the United States Championship back. So I don't think that Ricochet's gonna win the title just yet. Maybe a little bit down the road he will either win the Intercontinental or United States Championship, but not tonight. Not tonight at all. So we'll just have to wait and see how this match ends, and see how good of a match this actually ends up being. Ricochet versus Samoa Joe. The Samoa Joe being the heel and Ricochet being the face in this one. That I must say, it's going to be like I said, very interesting matchup. And I'll say once again, I want Ricochet and I think Samoa Joe. But with that being said, we're going to go to the next match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next match is Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre being on your right and on your left is Roman Reigns. And, well, this has already been done, to be honest. The WrestleMania was on this matchup, and Roman Reigns only just beat Drew McIntyre, so he can beat him again. So it's a no-brainer here. So I would like to say, as much as I would like to see Drew McIntyre knock Roman Reigns' head off with a Claymore, I think it'll be Roman Reigns here. I mean, I don't really want to think about Roman Reigns taking 2 losses in a row. I don't think that's going to happen, but he may do. He may end up being another victory for Shane McMahon's posse, in a sense. So, yeah, could be a Superman punch and a spear like at WrestleMania, or it just could be a Claymore and a Glasgow kiss. I don't know. I don't know. So it's going to be an interesting one for sure. 2 big dudes like Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. You'd think this matchup would last longer than 2 minutes, but I don't think it will last longer than 2 minutes. It might be 5 minutes. It might go 5 minutes. I'm not too sure. So we'll just have to wait and see at Stomping Ground to see who will get their ass kicked and who is going to take names. But next match. And the next match is Alexa Bliss from Monday Night Raw that represents the wild card. Is taking on a SmackDown superstar for the SmackDown Women's Championship, which is all kind of crazy. I don't like the wild card. I never liked the wild card. We all know that Bayley's going to win. Because why would Alexa Bliss win? I know she's beaten Bayley in the past. She's beaten Bayley for that championship before in the past, but she was on the same brand as Bayley. Bayley is not on the same brand as Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, by the way, is the heel on the right hand side with her. I don't know if she is a heel anymore, to be honest. She plays both at this point, but mainly a heel. And with Nikki Cross, who is a babyface, but at the same time, I don't know, she's just best friends with Alexa Bliss. Something screwy could go down, like she could accidentally cost Alexa Bliss. I think that's what's going to happen, so she'll try and get involved in something like that will happen. Bayley is the face at this point in this one, so whether they'll do like a double turn, I don't know. Maybe it's just like Bayley. We haven't seen the Bayley being Bayley as of late. It's just been like a tough SOB. And I think she's going into the right places. Ever since cashing in the Money in the Bank against Charlotte at Money in the Bank, I think we've seen a brand new Bayley, and so therefore that's as much as I like to say I want Alexa Bliss to win. I don't like the whole wild card rule, so I think it'll be Bayley. So yeah. It's just too much going on here. Some type of interference will happen, regardless, whether it'll be to cost Bayley and the next person will win the championship and she'll go to SmackDown, or it'll just be an accidental I cost you the match type of scenario. So something like that will go down. Not too sure which. We'll have to wait and see. And so yes, that is my predictions for that one. So we'll have to go to the next match. Now we've got another women's match, as we've got the man Becky Lynch on the left hand side, the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, facing Lacey Evans for the second time, who's on the right hand side. Now, who do I think is going to win? Becky Lynch. Who do I want to win? Becky Lynch. It's simple. I want the man to win, and she is going to win because I can't exactly. She beat Lacey Evans at WrestleMania, and she beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, becoming Becky 2 belts. If she can beat both Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match to become Becky 2 belts, and successfully retain a Raw Women's Championship at Money in the Bank against Lacey Evans, even though she lost the SmackDown Women's Championship a little bit at Money in the very same pay-per-view, thanks to Lacey Evans, it's been one big mess for the women's division lately. So if she's beat her once, she can beat her again. So sorry, Lacey, your time is not now. In fact, your time is up. I'm pretty sure she'll probably be floundering around doing those those walk-ins and walk-outs again. I don't think it's time to see a new Raw Women's Champion, as we've got a really good power couple on Monday Night Raw at the moment. Even though we've got a certain beast that's lurking backstage, well, he might be, or he might not be. For Becky Lynch's boyfriend and his Universal Championship. That's right, Seth Rollins is indeed Becky Lynch's boyfriend, and I'll get to that, her boyfriend's match, a little bit later on. And I'll also make several other predictions in that matchup, but I'll get to that. And but first, we'll get to the next one. And now, of course, as I was speaking about the New Day earlier, on the left hand side is the WWE Champion, and on the right hand side is the challenger for that WWE Championship. We've got Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler at Stomping Grounds, and then, of course, we got and it's not just going to be a singles match, it's going to be a steel cage match, where the only way to win is by pinfall, submission, or escaping the cage. I know, ironically enough, to win the match you've got to escape the cage and leave your opponent in the ring. That logic has been there since the first ever steel cage match. Don't ask me how that wrestling logic works. But I'm sure you already know aware about that. But so, who do I think is going to win? Kofi Kingston! Somehow, some way, some form, Kofi Kingston will come on top of this matchup. Who do I want to win? Kofi Kingston. I don't exactly want Dolph Ziggler to win, because it should have been him. But you weren't there for it to be you, Mr. Dolph Ziggler. So why would I want you to win? I'm pretty sure nobody wants Dolph Ziggler to win. Well, there might be. You might want Dolph Ziggler to win. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want Dolph Ziggler to win? You know. But yeah. I like Dolph Ziggler as a wrestler. And heck, he makes a very good stand-up comedian. But, you know, at the same time, it's not about all laughing. I know it's very confusing, the fact that Dolph Ziggler is smiling here. But I think that's more of an me smile. So in this scenario, Kofi Kingston is indeed the face, the baby face, and then the heel is Dolph Ziggler. #heel Ziggler. So yes, two great workers. This should be a good match. Even though Dolph Ziggler already lost to Kofi Kingston in the last pay-per-view at Money in the Bank. No, was it Money in the Bank? It was the one before. Anyway, it was. I think it was Money in the Bank. I think it was the one before that. I can't remember. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Yes, anyway. He's beaten Dolph Ziggler once before and he'll do it again. So yes, I think Kofi Kingston, and I want Kofi Kingston, and this is going to be a very interesting steel cage match for the WWE Championship, and I can't wait to watch these two men clash inside that steel cage. But we'll go on to the final match. I believe is the last matchup, and we're going to do into that last matchup now. And here we are, everyone. We got two of my favourite wrestlers in this matchup, even though Seth Rollins beat Baron Corbin last time. But Baron Corbin did get the best of him after that matchup at the last pay-per-view that we had. So who do I think is going to win this WWE Universal Championship matchup? Let me just stop right there for a second, because even though I'm about to say Seth Rollins, we have a lurking Mr. Money in the Bank, or Beast in the Bank, Brock Lesnar, who could either cash in against Kofi Kingston or Seth Rollins at this point. Personally, after the fact that Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and may have gotten lucky at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar probably wants that Universal Championship back, and after he did try and cash in last time at the last pay-per-view, I think it's safe to say that Brock Lesnar ain't really focused on Kofi Kingston, so Seth Rollins or Baron Corbin better watch out, because whoever's champion at the end of this matchup will probably get cashed in against, because he was very close being cashed in. The champion was very close being cashed in against last time, as was Mr. Rollins at the last pay-per-view. So, as much as I'd actually be really funny to see, and I really want Baron Corbin to win, I think it'll be Seth Rollins that wins. But I somehow think there'll be a cash-in somewhere at the end of this night, so, and we will guarantee ourselves a new Universal Champion at the end of it all. So, and there's one more bonus person who I think is going to be the special guest referee for this matchup. Now, I don't actually know, to be honest. But considering, could I take a guess? It's a very, very, if Dean Ambrose was still in WWE, I would have said Dean Ambrose. But he's not. He's in AEW. So, who doesn't like Seth Rollins? It's gonna be someone that doesn't like Seth Rollins. For Baron Corbin to pick. There's so many people that don't like Seth Rollins, but there's so many people that do like Seth Rollins. So I couldn't guess. Possibly might still go with Elias. Maybe. I mean, I would say Shane, but at this point, maybe. Considering that Elias, Eric Young, and the Chilton Band, pretty much everyone that Baron Corbin has chose. Although there's one person which has was the first person to see Baron Corbin, because there's to see Baron Corbin, which didn't get attacked. Now, for whatever he's a neutral guy, but he's got multiple personalities. There's a personality where he's a heel, and there's a personality where it's a face, and there's a personality where it's in between. Heck, he's extreme, and that is Mr. Matthew Hardy. That's right, I think it'll be the you can't believe you don't know how hard it is to be Matt Hardy. Because of late, we've seen multiple personalities of Matt Hardy. We've seen the Woken Matt Hardy. We've seen the Team Extreme Matt Hardy, return of his brother Jeff. We've seen the Matt Hardy version 1 run after the 24/7 champion R-Truth from time to time. And the fact, if you noticed on Monday Night Raw, that the Matt Hardy that we saw leave the, I think it was it, yes, leave that, no, SmackDown Live, I'm sorry, that locker room and didn't get attacked was Matt Hardy. That is who I think is who it's going to be. I think it'll be Matt Hardy. Or it could be someone that's got a bit of experience of being a referee. Someone where Baron Corbin made into a referee while he was general manager. And that's Heath Slater. Considering that he wants a raise, maybe he can help out Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin can go, hey, this man deserves a raise. He helped me win the WWE Universal Championship. So those are my two picks. Heath Slater or Matt Hardy. And the picks to win, of course, as I just said, I think it'll be Seth Rollins, but I want Baron Corbin. With Baron Corbin being on the right and Seth Rollins being on the left, babyface is indeed Seth Rollins in this fight, and Baron Corbin is the heel. I like both of these men. Not many people like Baron Corbin, but that's because he does a good job at what he does. So that is my predictions for WWE Stomping Grounds. Who is going to kick ass and take names? Let me know in the comments on who you think is going to win at WWE Stomping Grounds. I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Dan2x10 on Xbox Live. That has been my predictions, and I can't wait to see what happens on WWE Stomping Grounds this Sunday. And until then, when I do my reactions and review for WWE Stomping Grounds, bye-bye! Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to watch the previous video, click on the video on the left. But if you want to watch the playlist, then click on the video on the right. Also, feel free to click subscribe by clicking on the Master Chief icon on the top.